So in this video, we're going to be graphing complex numbers like 4 plus 3i. So where do they fit on our number line? Well, so a long time ago, if you had to graph the number 4, you would just put a dot at 4, and that's it. So now, what we're going to be doing is taking that same concept and applying it to a two-dimensional coordinate system. So that makes this our real numbers that we've already had and dealt with before. And to introduce the imaginary, we just make them our y-axis. And so it'd be the same idea. This would be 1, 2, 3, 4. But these are now imaginary numbers, so they have an I on them. So our number 4 plus 3i would mean that we have a real part of 4 and an imaginary part of 3. And so that location would be 4 for the real and 3 for the imaginary. So we are here. See, there's our 3i. And so they work out to give us this location for our complex number, 4 plus 3i. So let's take a look at this in Desmos and look at some other ones. So our real number line is the x-axis, and our imaginary number line is the y-axis. So the point 4, 5 is our location for 4 plus 5i. So the real part would be 4, and the imaginary part is 5. And so if I move this around, you can see 2 comma 5 is for 2 plus 5. And we can even go negative. So negative 3 and positive 5. That's where we would put our dot for the location of it. And you could still do the normal numbers. So if you had 4, it would be at 4. Negative 4 would be at negative 4. And even i's. I's are on just the y-axis. So you can see that's 0 plus 5i right there at 0, 5. So that's how we want to graph them. So we're going to have a real part, imaginary part, and it's just an x and a y coordinate. So graphing 2 negative 3i would look like basically graphing the point 2, negative 3. So you would go to 2, negative 3, and put a dot, and that is 2 plus 3i. That's its location. So what about 3 minus I? So you want to put a number in front of that I so that we have our real part. So this would be the point 3 comma negative 1 when we graph it. So 3 negative 1. So that would be the location of 3 minus I. And that's it. What if you have just 3i? Well, 3i means that we don't have a real part. So this is really 0 plus 3i, which gives us our location of 0 comma 3. So 0 comma 3. That would be 3i. And that makes sense because we already knew that that would be 1i and 2i. So 3i goes right there. Well, what if you have just plain old 6? So 6 would be just like you graphed when you were back in elementary school. This is 6 plus 0i. So its location would be 6 comma 0. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right there. See, it's on just the real number line. It's at 6, just like that. And that's it. That is how you graph complex numbers.